Chapter 3. What are facts? And when you ask that question, you ask yourself, really, what's real? What's reality? The book gives a very good definition of facts, the definition of what a fact is. A fact differs from an opinion in many ways, but let's just take a look at what a fact is. Fact comes from the Latin, as many of the words that we're going to be using do, comes from the Latin meaning a deed, something done. Okay, that's a Latin version of it. A fact is something that is known with certainty through experience, observation, testimony, record, or measurement. Let me say that again. It's very important. A fact is something that is known with certainty through experience, observation, testimony, record, or measurement. A fact is something that can be objectively demonstrated and verified. A fact is something that people will agree corresponds to reality. Now that sounds like a lot of different words, but the main thing is a fact can be verified, it's objective, and it can be demonstrated objectively. That's a fact. Let's go through a little exercise here to get us to know the difference between facts and opinions. Opinions are something that we believe to be true. They don't necessarily have to be facts. Oftentimes they are facts, but they don't have to be. Just as an example, I may say something like, I'm an effective teacher. Now, clearly that's my opinion. Hopefully that's my boss's opinion. Hopefully that's my class's opinion. But is that really a fact? And what determines whether or not it is a fact? Okay, so you see where it's kind of a fine line between what's a fact and what's an opinion. Now, if I was given verifiable, demonstrable criteria as to what a good teacher should be doing, then I can say, yes, I've met these and I am a good teacher, and that's a fact. It's a fact and an opinion. Okay, so you can have both facts and opinions, or you can have either or. So on page 77, they have a really good list of exercises, and below this video and the discussion, you'll be able to write the answers to these questions I'm going to ask you right now. Tell me what's fact and what's fiction. Human blood is grouped into 4 types: A, B, AB, and O. Is that a fact or is that opinion? Human blood. 1 centimeter is the equivalent of 0.3937 inches. Is that a fact or is that an opinion? The major religion in Mexico is Roman Catholicism. Is that a fact or is that somebody's opinion? Did somebody just think about that and say that's what it is? The food is awful in the cafeteria. Is that a fact? Is that verifiable? Can you demonstrate that? Does everybody agree about that? Or is that just somebody's opinion? Amelia Earhart, the great aviator, was the first woman to fly solo around the world. Now, is that a fact? Is that a myth? Now, that's something different than a fact or opinion, isn't it? A myth is something that becomes widely believed, but may not necessarily be true. So I got you there. Is that Amelia Earhart, was she the first woman to fly solo around the world? Fact or fiction? Opinion or myth? Everyone should have health insurance. We just talked a little bit about health insurance. Everyone should have health insurance. Is that a fact or is that just somebody's opinion? Does everybody, the smallest baby, the oldest person, do they all need health insurance? Is that a fact? He must have forgotten his keys by the table. He must have forgotten his keys. They are by the table. Fact or opinion? You know, that was kind of an easy one. Either he did or he didn't, right? So, again, facts can be measurable and demonstrated. Advertising. Advertising often has offers, and this particular one says, Big Six offers you the best buys in camping equipment. Big Six, or we might say Big Five or Big Four, offers you the best buys in camping equipment. Are those facts or are they opinions? Go ahead and after this video, post your answers to the discussion board. The thing to remember about facts, again, is verified. Someone can verify it either through numbers or through documents or through common belief. Facts have to be able to be verified. But facts are not absolute. In other words, what's true today, what's a fact today, may not be a fact 10 years from now, or maybe it wasn't a fact 10 years ago. For example, Barack Obama is the first black president of the United States, or he's the only black president of the United States. Was that true 10 years ago? No. Would it be true 10 years from now? We don't know. So facts are not absolute. That means they're not always true. They change through time, through evolution, through history. Okay, very important to know that. It's important to distinguish fact from fiction. And here's where the media comes in. As I mentioned earlier, I spent a large part of my career in journalism. And I have seen the shift. And today, many times, people, me, myself included, we don't understand what's fact and what's fiction. That's why when we read something in the newspaper or we see it on TV, we just assume that it's truth. But many times it's not truth. So that's kind of the media job. The media's job is to create, facts, in other words, to fit a newspaper, to fit a TV broadcast, and so forth. But what I always caution people is do not always believe everything you read or see. Be more discriminating. Be more critical. Particularly, we're talking about critical thinking. Don't always believe everything you see on TV, because they're not always facts. And the book also kind of agrees with me. It says, surprisingly enough, we can sometimes be led to believe that the difference between fact and fiction doesn't matter. Does the difference between fact and fiction matter? Is it okay to say, for example, a gallon of milk costs $10, but in reality it costs $9.99? Is that the kind of fact and fiction that we should be worried about? Or bigger, more important things is we've gone to war because we believed people have attacked us. Fact, fiction, or does it matter? The bottom line is we're at war, right? Does it matter that the reason that we went there, whether it was fact or fiction? So these are the things you have to think about in critical thinking. You've got to open up your mind and go beyond the box and beyond what you read or hear or see. You have to observe on your own. Feelings can be fact, right? Feelings can be fact. I'm tired. That's a fact. It's a feeling, but it's a fact. I'm lazy. I'm not. But it could be true for some people, right? Or it could be, as we said, facts are not absolute. It could be true on one certain day. But facts are feelings. Whatever feelings we attribute to ourselves and to others, those can become facts. I know you've heard the old saying that if you say something, if you tell a lie long enough, people begin to believe it. Well, that's kind of, the difference between facts and fiction, the difference between how you feel and what really is reality. But so often I know we tell little kids, if they say, I can't do it. I can't do it, Mom, I can't do it. We tell them, yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can do it. You can do it. But in their little reality, they can't do it. So what do? We encourage them. But we've got to be very careful about that, too, because we don't want to disregard how they're feeling, because for them, that's a fact. So facts can be feelings. The book has some very good examples of the one that I would really like you to take a look at and to comment on is the blind men and the elephant on page 87. And that relates to facts and senses. It talks about how we are able to garner or gather facts through our senses, through our hearing, our smelling, and so forth. It's very good. Please take a look at that on page 87 and post your comments and the discussion below this video.